Hey everybody, I'm doing another video in bed because I'm just laying down after walking around all day. I'm saving my energy for tonight. I'm going to be doing more organizing and shit in my apartment. So I pray to God, pun intended. I sort of do believe in God anyways. I'm not a Christian, the normal sense of the word though. That I passed the inspection because I am really worried to death right now about it, honestly. May not show it with my face, but I am worried. So I'm going to talk about the Huck 2, whatever Huck 2 or whatever thing in this video. I didn't want to talk about it, but I will talk about it because I want to mention what I think about the video going viral and the newfound fame and infamy that the girl from it had. Now, so I never got into some of these memes back in the day all that much. Is this real life? All these, there were these things that came out. Actually, I kind of did like that one. That's why I mentioned it. But some of these memes, double rainbow, all these things that came about. But I'm going to tell you something right now. A lot of those memes died in like the last 10 years or so. And it's kind of like, I'm just going to say, I think people got hyper politicized. Instead of memes about that, people were talking about the green haired girl yelling about Trump, or, just stuff or you're a fucking white male guy, the AIDS Skrillex, these right wing memes, or in some left wing memes too about Trump, or, Trump is a literal not see that coming person. Stuff like that. And things got hyper political, and also the coup happened. A lot of things just got really weird. And I'm gonna talk about this too. Sexuality got way scrutinized, and I'm not saying that Me Too was wrong or right. I think it happened, and it's still happening to some extent. And some of the people deserved it. Some people, like Johnny Depp, probably didn't, or possibly Marilyn Manson. I'm confused by that one. I think I've done videos about that. You can watch them. So people, anything to do with sexuality was usually coming from a negative place. And then you're saying people aren't having sex anymore. So, also, I'm going to talk about this aspect of the Huck 2 thing, because this is the more controversial part. So if you came out with a meme in 2019, it was some white girl in Nashville, Tennessee, some white, normal looking, probably hetero, cisgendered girl, you would probably be called in question to some extent by some level of people on Twitter or whatever, oh, that's terrible. And I know people have been called out for this meme a little bit, but I haven't seen the backlash I used to see with other stuff on the same level. And she's making money from it, and she's doing shirts and might do some stand up, which is cool. People have been harassing her to do OnlyFans, which I think is kind of messed up. But at the same time, I think it sort of makes sense. If you do something sexual in a video, people probably expect that you're going to do more sexual stuff. But that's her. I don't think she has to do that. I think it's good not to ask someone to do that. I think it's very rude, honestly. I'm not even coming from a Me Too, I'm a male feminist like Noah Samson. I'm going to grow this hipster mustache and mullet. I'm a male feminist. It's totally sexist. Oh. No, I'm just saying it's rude. It's not fucking nice to do that. How about that? I mean, it's neutral. It's neutral from these, the whole gender dynamics and stuff. So, for this meme to get popular, to me, is bringing me back home. First, you got fucking Jon Stewart back on the TV. Okay, I know people don't like Jon Stewart, some people. Then you got this, and then you have these other things that are happening, some of these cultural things are shifting, is what I'm saying. And ideally, I had a really good time. Probably ostensibly 2007, 2008 through 2012, early 2013. I had a really good time in life. It could have been better, but But things were looking up for me in my life, and those memorable touchstones, these memes that came out, and these things, and just the way politics were back then. I've done videos about this before. This Huck to video is like taking us back to the early 2010s, before all the crazy shit happened. First of all, it was Gamergate, and then Trump, and then all this stuff, these culture wars and these crazy shit, the coof, these wars and all this stuff. And we were getting out of this terrible period of time with George W. Bush. Like him or not, Obama was seen at the time as getting us out of that terrible period. And maybe it was more symbolic than actual reality. I'm going to say that. But it was kind of a cool time. It was a lot more hope. People were getting into cool music. People were cool. They weren't as uptight. People have said this to me. Like, people weren't as uptight in like the early 2010s. And people were more open to things. And I'm sure people that are watching this that I know will back this up. I truly believe this, right? Late 2000s, early 2010s. So the Hook 2 thing is like, it takes you back to those moments when those memes, those old school memes are popular. It's kind of raunchy. It's kind of sexual. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with like, first of all, you can almost make it like, almost be like a sex positive feminist kind of thing. Like it's a girl talking about being sexual and having no shame and no like regret about it. It's also a straight cis girl, and that might threaten some people, or a white girl too. That might threaten some of the woke, like, oh my God, this is terrible. We got to clamp down on it. It's awful. I've heard people are called incels that like this meme. I don't really like the meme all that much. I think it's funny, but I think the symbolic nature of the meme being this cultural shift to something more fucking sane and rational. I know it's not happening right now with how the presidential stuff is turning out and how these wars are going on and stuff and inflation, but the fact that we can turn back to that whole period of time, it to me symbolizes some hope. Jon Stewart being on TV criticizing both parties, the Huck 2 thing, just these little things, these little kernels, these little seeds of the old way that things were back in the 2000s and 2010s, late 2000s, early 2010s. I think it's very healthy for our society to get back to that. And it doesn't mean people, and I'm not saying, oh, it's less diverse, we need that, we need just all these, I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying like there can't be diversity of thought or opinion or race or gender or anything like that. I'm just saying this particular meme takes one back to those days, those more innocent times. They felt more innocent than right now. They do. So I approve of the Huck 2 meme. It's gotten ridiculous. Okay, there was that cat meme with the girl, with the woman pointing at the cat. I love that one too. That one actually I really do love, and I know people hate that meme and sick of it. I loved it because that look on the cat's face, just I laugh for days. But this is way beyond that as far as like how, to me, it symbolizes the return to some like normalcy. People are talking about sex in a way that's not like, oh my God, a creep, the sex pests. Oh, we're going to talk about this, flash it all over the news. This person's a sex pest. This person's a predator, blah, blah, blah. This woman's coming out about this article or this book about how she was married 50 years and she regrets it all. That was a real thing. It came about, because she married him so young and her life is ruined because of this and she's selling millions of copies. Like all this crazy shit. All sexuality is basically like something to be scrutinized and questioned, and unless it's a different type of gender thing going on with you or a different type of sexuality. Everything else, or this, they talk about safe, what do they call it? God, I can't remember the word, but like safe, not safe porn, but like safe. Oh God, I'm going to think about it in a minute. There's a lot of these terms that are coming about, like just like versus like dangerous, like right-wing sexuality. Like they're pitting, like they're making sex political now, But this Huck2 thing is like apolitical, you know? And I'll think of it in the next video. I'm going to actually do another video about this stuff, probably. I'll think of that word, but it was like a video game thing that they mentioned. It was like, there's different ways of talking about, I'm fucking this up, and I'll put the word in the actual word in the video. You'll see it right now, hopefully. 10:30 seconds. Okay. So, safe horny. I got it. Safe horny. There's safe horny and not safe horny. So, like, the fact that these people, like, they're splitting these ideas up into these political camps, it's just really stupid and cringe. But the Huck2 thing is bashing that fucking shit in the fucking... I mean, other than it being, maybe you can, like, twist it around and say it's like a sex-positive feminist thing because it's a woman talking about, you know, giving oral sex and what she does. It's pretty hot. She is. And, you know, I think it's a fucking cultural touchstone. I think it's a sign of good things to come. I'm going to take it as that. I'm going to take it as a synchronistic way of thinking of this as a new cultural moment. We're going to get better. We're going to get back to... Some of these things are going to be just... We're not going to take things as seriously in this way that's so dour and nihilistic and, quite honest, misanthropic in some ways. And I like a lot of misanthropic music and stuff, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I think it's great to have this type of lighthearted kind of sexual, raunchy humor meme from a girl like that. So, I'm happy about it. And that's why I've been sharing memes on Boomer Book and stuff with it. And I see it as a political act. I see it as a political act, sharing the meme and talking about it. Because it's like, I want to get back to that, get out of this bullshit, this deluge of mediocrity and hyper politicization and just like acrimony towards people, and just, it's just horrible. So I'm going to continue to share the meme, and that's really, to me, that's why I do it. It's not necessarily because I even like the meme that much. Like I said, there's memes I like better, you know, in the past, you know. I'm going to share the meme because I see it as a political act. That's about all.